Lucky Boys Podcast.
Jealousy, I hear everyone talk about it. Anybody that's successful or anyone that tries to move towards anything that's usually against the grain, I hear their, sounds or echoes of jealousy, or, people sipping on that haterade, and it's their friends. How do you find friends that are opposite of that, where they're giving you that love and they're going, yo, you're fucking dope, you're gonna be the next big thing, and they're hyping you up and they're pushing you and they're supporting you? How do you do that?
I think they also have really big goals, or they have certain goals, and like the support is mutual. So it's it's not like a one-sided thing. I'm supporting them as well, and I think the other thing is I've actually come to realize that, like, hey, like it's a very human thing sometimes. Like, people want what they're really doing when somebody kind of says something like, like, oh, maybe you're not that good, is they're trying to actually bring you closer to themselves, right? Like, they're trying to bring, like, they're actually doing the same thing that I talk about, when I'm like, oh, I want to bring my goal closer to me, but they're just doing it like
in a different way,
the other way,
total opposite way,
in a way that's not conducive to anyone, and it's actually killing their own happiness.
We talk about this all the time, the crab in the bucket mentality. Is instead of like pulling the crab up to escape, instead they're pulling them down.
So
or just leaving the crab alone, or just let the crab do what it wants, leave it alone.
Exactly. Stop nipping at me.
So for me, because I see it that way, I'm like, oh wow, you know what, we're not so different. You're doing the same thing, we're just doing it slightly differently.
Just have a different approach.
So I don't feel like that sense of like I started feeling like that sense of understanding, and then appreciating, like, everybody's human, like, oh, like, this happens, and they're not so far apart from my thought process. It's just maybe a slight tweak, and they'll be in the same wavelength, but like I've come to accept that, and I've come to, like, in terms of finding that, I honestly feel like with like social media, some people say, like, oh, social media is so terrible and all of these things, but I'm like, man, like, social media shows you what you want to see, right? So if you want to see people achieving and striving and doing their own thing, that's what your explore page looks like. If you want to see dogs and pretty girls, like, that's what your explore page will show you, right? Same thing with TikTok's For You page and so on. So I feel like as you're doing it, it's almost like the machine of social media and the algorithms that are built up is just working for you. It's just happening, and so that's why maybe I think it sounds easier. Like, I've met so many people that have just reached out, like, oh, I've seen you on For You page or like explore page because of those things. I've met people randomly on the street, or like in a party when parties are still a thing, and I think, like, that's just from doing, right? Like, the doing is almost like how you're growing and stacking the momentum, right? Like, you're trying to stack and build momentum, and you're building, and as you do it, it kind of rolls bigger into a ball, and as it keeps rolling, right, that ball gets bigger. And then for me, like, one really interesting concept that I had was I remember when I was first starting and trying to grow this momentum, man, I just remember feeling like I am a gravitational pull. Like, I literally had moments where I told myself, like, like, I am a gravitational pull for everything around me. Like, if success was a gravitational pull, I am that gravitational pull. Like, my body, myself, is a planet. And I just remember certain moments where I would just feel that pull, and things would happen. And it's like a foreign concept maybe, but that belief was so strong in me that, like, success, or like, this was going to happen, and this will happen, that the store places the order, and all these things. I'm meeting the photographers I need to meet. I'm meeting stylists, or I'm meeting writers. Like, it's just happening for me.
I do feel like, I'm a force, that anything I'm around, I can turn to gold, and I do make other people better around me. I make myself better, and I'm constantly moving towards that improvement. And I guess where I can land into some friction is, and this comes from my friends, where they're like, yo, you're too positive, right? Yo, Will, you're too positive. Like, no, that could never happen. Or yo, I'm not negative. I'm just being realistic. You know, like, you think we could really achieve that, or you think that's actually possible? I'm looking them dead in the face. I'm like, yeah, like, I'm not just saying it for fun. Like, I'm telling you how I feel and what I see.
Yeah.
My hands and my feet works. My brain works. Why not? Why not me?